Hey everyone, welcome back. And I know we were just talking shrimp with paninis, but look who's here, Seagull Market. We were just talking about you. We planned that one well, I think. And we are talking about shrimp. Right. What perfect person to go to but Captain Craig Reeves from the Seagull Market to show us actually one of your specialties, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
Our Lowcountry boil.
And everyone has had a Lowcountry boil, I think, in the past. But this is a true Lowcountry boil, and I love this idea. So tell me a little bit about how you guys do it, because I know you do this for catering a lot.
Absolutely. It's probably our #1 thing we do catering. The purple mash bags allows us to have portion control as we're going, so the stuff will come out fresh and hot, not just all at one time, and then sit around and get cold.
And everyone then picks through. This really lets everyone know exactly what they're getting.
Right, and if the sausage is running low, then we're going to be able to reload your sausage.
Yeah.
Corn, potatoes, shrimp.
Okay, so let's show what goes into a Lowcountry boil for those of the people who haven't ever had one.
Of course, this is fresh corn.
Okay.
Red potatoes.
Red potatoes, key there is the red potatoes.
Sweet, and then we have some beef sausage. A lot of times we do andouille.
Yeah, just for that little bit of a kick.
So absolutely.
And of course,
the shrimp.
The shrimp. And now, because that is not just water. We're not just boiling this in seasoned water. This is, I mean, the smell is delicious.
Right. Well, it starts with regular water.
Everything starts with just regular water.
Yeah. So then we're going to add our spice.
Let me show this, which I know you've showed this before, but this is the key to this Lowcountry boil. It's the garlic, Seagull Market garlic seasoning.
Right. We have a spicy, and we also have it in the regular. But so we'll start our pot with that and just add a little bit more.
Right, and that's what you already put this in.
Yes, ma'am. And I like to do the corn, potatoes, and sausage together. That's going to cook about 20-25 minutes.
Okay.
So your sausage oil, the little butter, a little season, all is cooking together. So the last thing you want to do is your shrimp. Because
you don't want it to get rubbery. You don't want it's not going to take the same amount of time as this takes to cook.
Yeah, and it's a 2-minute process.
Right,
so local shrimp, hot water, 2 minutes.
2 minutes. I love it. And now, right now, we've got a low boil going on right there. I'm trying to get the camera to get a picture of it. But because if it's not boiling.
Yeah, I would like a really rapid boil.
Yeah.
And basically, I cut the heat off and stir for 2 minutes.
Okay, so once you get to, because we're almost there, we're almost to that rapid boil, that's when then you would put the shrimp in.
Absolutely. And you really can cut the heat off.
Right.
For the sake of the time today, we probably won't, but you can absolutely cut your heat off and stir 2 minutes, and it's going to be perfect. And the shrimp will be done.
And now this is, what size count is this shrimp about?
Those are 3140.
3140. So depending on what kind of party you're having, you might want to have bigger shrimp, but I think this is a nice size, especially if you have a lot of people, because then you can feed a lot more people.
Right.
Is that right? And
it's the most common size for Lowcountry boil. A size larger would be 2630.
And those are big.
Or the jumbos would be 2125s.
One other question with this. Can I do it with the heads on? With the shrimp?
Absolutely.
I like it with the heads on.
I do too. It adds flavor.
We eat alike, I think.
Yeah.
And I do want to point out that this is not your typical what you would cook a Lowcountry boil in. How big is the pot that really we should be cooking this in?
Well, it's according to how many people you're feeding, but it's a lot larger.
It's a lot larger. And when you do this for parties, because you do this as a catering package, and you can call and find out, depending on how many people you have and how the pricing is, you tell us, you come out there and you'll bring the big pots in.
We cook it on site.
Cooking on site, which is such a great part of a party, I think. That's part of the entertainment of it, and seeing how Lowcountry boil is done. Because a lot of people haven't done a Lowcountry boil themselves, I think. It's kind of like, oh, yeah, I'll take some shrimp and sausage. It's like, no, there's like a whole thing to it.
It's the whole package. It's the ambiance of it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we're going to get this going. Oh, and this is nice. A nice bowl is a way to serve it, or just on the
on a table.
On table with newspaper. Okay, so there's the potatoes. And then the corn, and this you just open the bags right up. I love it. That is good stuff. And then of course that sausage. That is great. And then now the shrimp. Obviously you can see. Oh, I mean if I have to eat one. Oh, is that for me? Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is good. And sometimes you said you use andouille just to give a little bit of a kick.
Oh yeah.
But you don't have to have andouille.
Absolutely.
Oh, that is good. So you get a little bit of everything. You get your meat, your potatoes, your vegetable. and of course your wonderful seafood. How are we coming along? What's the color that we should be looking for?
Well, we want a nice bright pink.
And it's almost there. Or is
Yeah,
that?
we're
almost close
we're really
to it.
there.
Let's see that. Let's And so is this how you would serve it at a party, or would you? Everyone would have to go through.
It's really according to the event. If it's a
Okay.
wedding, they may have a specific way they want it done. You know,
It's kind of an in thing right now for weddings and rehearsal dinners to have the Lowcountry boil because it's very welcoming to the area.
When you're at the wedding, it's the bride and the bride's mother's way.
Yeah.
Not my way. It's whatever,
This is true.
Whatever they say goes.
This
so.
is also Wedding 101 show. Thank you. You know, you've worked with them. You know how it is. Now that's a lot of shrimp. I love it. Oh, and you still put a little bit of that seasoning on there?
Have
Of
to
course.
dust it just a little sprinkle
And now
there.
it's October. It's also oyster season. And tell me how about getting oysters from y'all. And if you
Okay.
do oyster roasts too.
We do. We do our $10 oyster roast for 25 people.
You
or
have to have
more.
25 people.
That's the minimum.
Or eat 25 people's worth of oysters.
Yep. So that's a pretty good deal.
And so we just we set that up with you, whether it's a Lowcountry boil or an oyster roast. And the oyster roast, and I know we've talked about this way back when because summertime passed and it's not oyster season, but you'll actually set it up. And do I have to shuck, or you'll have somebody there
Well,
helping?
now you get to shuck your own oysters, but we pretty much do everything else.
Everything else, you'll cook them, you'll clean them all up before, because that's the hard part is getting them cleaned off and dropping them. And
They're clean. We cook them. We bring the tables, the knives, everything,
you
shell
can't go wrong.
removal.
Yeah, and you take the shell. That's the part I always mess up. I'm like, oh, I gotta take them back to the, because you can't just throw those away.
We replant them.
I love them. All right, well, awesome. So definitely this fall, this October, this shrimp festival season, make sure you keep Sea Eagle Market in mind, and for your catering needs especially.
Come see us at the shrimp
Yeah,
festival.
and come
we'll
see
have
them.
a booth right on the waterfront. We'll have our shrimp boat down there. Take a tour.
Tours on the shrimp boat?
Oh, yeah.
Love it. All right, we'll keep them in mind. Thank you, Captain Craig, and we'll be back in just a moment.